I'm Shayla, and I'm going to do another really quick live video because I'm still kind of practicing with this live thing before I start setting up dates and letting people know, hey, I'm going to go live about this, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to practice it. So this is my second time practicing. So um, I'm Shayla, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some oils. And the one particular oil I'm talking about today is the lavender oil. It is one of the most commonly used oil. It's bought often, I think, for its scent and also because maybe its availability and also all the amazing things that lavender does for people. Lavender's top properties that it helps with, I have just a small list, but it's a huge list, but of the great things that lavender does. It's a sedative, it's an astringent, it's an antihistamine, an antidepressant, it's soothing, it's an antispasmodic or spasmodic, it's antibacterial, and it's regenerative. So those are just some of the amazingness, of lavender and what it does for our bodies. The lavender means in Latin to wash, and I think in a long olden days probably they used it a lot in bathing, and I know that I use it when I take baths. I drop a few drops of the lavender oil in my bath, and it's almost like it's a diffuser, but then it's also getting into my body as well through my pores. So it's diffusing in the air, it's getting in through my skin into my pores, and it's helping my mood. It's helping help process some things because it helps the brain do some things that I'm going to talk a little bit about also. But yeah, so you can diffuse lavender, you can ingest lavender, and you can also use it topically. And I'm going to talk about the ways that you can use them and what they're used for in those different ways now. So ingesting it, you can ingest the lavender and the doTERRA lavender. Always make sure that the essential oil that you're using is you're able to ingest it, because some essential oils that they add some chemicals and things to it and you can't. But the doTERRA brand has supplemental effects on their bottles of the oils that you can ingest, and lavender is definitely one of them. So I put it in tea, a drop in a teacup, or I put it in water. And I only do that. I only add lavender to my tea or water when I want to go to sleep. Because, again, it is a sedative. And for me, lavender will knock me out better than NyQuil ever does or ever has. Disclaimer here, I haven't used over-the-counter medication like aspirin or cold medicine or anything like that ever since I started into doTERRA, because these oils replace all that. It replaces all that. Even for my children, like I don't have to buy any of those things for them when they get sick or when I get sick, because I use the oils and they're amazing and they're all natural and healthy and helping the body instead of just masking the pain or covering it up and then also causing other problems like in your liver or kidneys or whatever. I don't know. So I always go to the oil. So I only use lavender though when I want to go to sleep, because one drop in a glass of water and it knocks me out. And I've done once 2 drops, and I was talking on the phone to a friend at the time, and they were like, you seem a little loopy. What's going on with you? And yeah, I had taken this lavender and it made me a little loopy. So, and it knocked me out, and I slept amazing that night. So it helps with anxiety, that will help people sleep if it kind of targets anxiety. So it helps relax and soothe and helps you sleep a little bit better. I also put it in a roller for my daughter, one of these nice little, this one's super fancy, but because it's green and pretty. I put probably 5, this is a 10 milliliter, I put maybe 5 to 10 drops of lavender, and then I also added a few drops of the doTERRA Serenity blend, that's the restful blend. But I added mostly lavender into this with some fractionated coconut oil, and we roll it on the bottoms of the feet, we roll it on the back of the neck, you can put it on your heart. to help soothe some things there. You can put it in the middle of your, or on the inside of your wrist. Really, you can put it anywhere. But the bottoms of the feet also have a lot of places, or all of the places on the feet target a certain part of your body. So if you're just rolling this on the bottom of your feet, it's super going to help with sleep and calming some anxieties that you may have had during the day. I also, see, I talked about the tea and the water, the baths for anxiety, the sleep roller. I will also rub this on my scalp. So I just take a couple drops and put them in my hand, and then I rub my hands together, and then I just really massage my scalp. Of course, I mean, I have dreads, and so I've also noticed that the lavender oil kind of helps tighten them up and knot them up at the roots, my dreads. So that helps a lot. A lot of people, when they ask me, well, you put the oil in your hair or on your scalp, doesn't it make your scalp oily, or whatever? And it really doesn't. It I think it nourishes my hair a little bit better than maybe shampoo and things. I still use shampoo on when I wash all my hair, but this I put on there almost every day just to kind of soothe it, and well, that it makes me smell good. It makes my hair smell good, and it makes me smell good. You release a lot of heat, and so it's almost like a natural perfume, natural diffuser. I'm walking around. But yeah, so I put it on my scalp, and it does help maybe some dry patches as well. I sometimes will mix it with ylang ylang. That's my new favorite right now. Or I may mix it with, if I'm when winter months start and it gets really cold, my scalp gets really a little dry. So I will mix it with the Melaleuca. That's what I was trying to think of, the Melaleuca oil, and mix both of them together on my scalp and on my fingertips, and really massage them in there in certain spots that they may be extra dry. So, and that clears it up. It makes it clean. Now my hair's a little frizzy. So I put it on my scalp. Lavender also helps with allergies. I don't tend to get allergies, but I have friends that have. And if you mix the lavender, the lemon oil, and the peppermint together, those are the three combat oils that help with allergies, pet allergies, seasonal allergies, the outside allergies, the pollen allergies, things like that. That helps a lot. doTERRA also has a Tri-Ease, which are those three oils in a capsule, and you take it like a pill, and it super is amazing for my friends that have allergies. I don't personally know, but they say it's great and it works wonders. I had a friend who was hyper allergic to pets and couldn't come over to my house without leaving without swollen eyes and not being able to breathe, because I have dogs and cat. So I gave her a Tri-Ease once before coming over, and I was diffusing the lavender, lemon, and peppermint together in the diffuser, and she had no problems whatsoever, for the first time ever, and it was great and amazing. She thought I was working miracles, but it was just the oil. The oil itself is a miracle, I guess. I do use this a lot for bug bites, because bugs love me, and during the summer months, I may put this in a little bitty bottle and put it and carry it around with me at all times, so that when I do get bit by a bug, I just take a drop on my hand like this, or on my fingertip, and rub it on that bug bite, and it doesn't itch, and it doesn't swell super big like bugs do for me. It's super great to help with bug bites, to help with scrapes. It disinfects anything and helps with the scarring, if there is to be scarring, cuts, things like that. I also use it for sunburns, because I get sunburned often. I went down to Florida, and Florida sun does not like my skin, and I was extra careful, and still got a little burnt. Not super bad, but got a little sunburnt, and I put a couple drops of the lavender oil with my lotion that I put on every day, and rubbed it all over, my tummy and those sensitive areas, and it gets rid of that burn feeling. If I'm cooking and I accidentally, burn my finger, my knuckles, how that happens when you're in the oven or whatever, put lavender oil right on it, and takes the burn right out, and makes it all better, and it's amazing. So those are the different things you can use the lavender oil for. You can diffuse it, you can ingest it, and you can put it on topically to help with many things. The emotion side of it, it's the oil of communication. And I found this interesting because, like I said, I've been putting it, on my scalp, scalp every day, and I mix it with other oils that I'm drawn to during that particular time. And like ylang ylang right now is my big one, and I put a couple drops of the lavender and a couple drops of the ylang ylang in my hand, in the palm of my hand, and with my lotion, I just rub it all over. But the emotions that it's going to be helping with, that lavender, it helps calm insecurities, and it aids in verbal expression. And when I was reading up on this, to refresh my memory, I have this Emotions and Essential Oils book. Claire, there you go. That I read from. It says that individuals in need of lavender hide within, blocking all forms of true self-expression. It says that due to past experiences, they may believe it is not safe to express themselves, and so this lavender oil is helping individuals that fear the rejection paralyzes their true voice and it traps their feelings inside. So it's going to help address a deep fear of being heard, being seen. It's going to support in releasing some tension that you may feel when you kind of get a little social anxiety, or you get a little weary of saying how you feel, saying your thoughts. It encourages to have some emotional honesty, because when you are emotionally honest with people, and when you are openly honest about your thoughts, you tend to make better relationships and have better relationships. And so the lavender is going to help kind of suppress those fearful feelings, because fear isn't ever something that you need to react from. Fear tends to lead to anger and resentment, and so it's going to help get rid of that fear, and insists on one speaking their innermost thoughts. It helps it. It's like the courageous spirit within that someone doesn't have. That lavender is going to help. So I found that interesting when I reread about that, because I tend to have that from past experiences, that fear of saying my thoughts and saying my feelings and saying what I really think, even though my mantra sometimes is, I am smart, I am confident, I am amazing. Sometimes you just have to keep telling yourself that, right? So lavender is going to help you believe it. Just because you say it doesn't mean you believe it. Just because you repeat it over and over doesn't mean you necessarily agree with it. So that's all I got about lavender. It's amazing oil. Some people, I personally love the natural smell of lavender. I buy the lavender. I've tried to grow lavender plants, and I just kill them. But for the short time that I have them, they're amazing. You can just grab the oil off of the leaves and the plant itself, and it's so good and so great. But the lavender oil from doTERRA is also super amazing. Of course, it's highly concentrated, but it's great, and you can use it for many, many things. And yeah, all right, that's what I've got for today. Thanks for listening. Tune in. Maybe you'll have another live video.